Core are also set to join the S&P 500. Those stocks trading higher in the early going as well. But let's stay with Robinhood. Still with me, we have Larry Tentarelli, Ali Canal, and Inez Ferre. Inez, I want to turn to you on the question of Robinhood and really what this stock means for kind of this point in the rally. We've seen the retail trade, the meme trade, as it were, come and go a few times. Most recently, Open Door, a few of those names over the summer. I know you've covered retail traders, the meme trade, very closely over the last few years. It sort of feels like a crowning moment, in a way, for the entire movement with Robinhood. Coinbase, we had it earlier this year, added to the S&P, and now Robinhood joins as really like, this is a real thing. This is not just a joke, a gag. This is a major part of the market that we certainly all collectively watching markets, discussing it, take a lot more seriously as part of the daily story and I think the longer term story as well.
Most certainly, and some analysis I've seen is that Robinhood has gone from a YOLO app to a mainstream app. So it certainly is a crowning moment for Robinhood as far as also a lot of its revenue coming from crypto trading. This is also a validation, an institutional sort of validation when it comes to crypto. I also saw some interesting analysis on the fact that strategy was not added. So strategy was snubbed from the S&P 500, Robinhood taking the crown here. So this kind of also gives you an indication that, yes, Wall Street is very much embracing crypto, but not to the extreme of sort of a risk, the high risk sort of position that strategy would come with. So it's an interesting nuance there as well. But look, this is a stock that has had a remarkable run, 190% up year to date. Wall Street is increasingly bullish on this stock, not just because of crypto, but also because the company also has been expanding or really making a push to expand beyond, of course, crypto trading and diversification, tokenization that they're getting into. Wall Street's very bullish on that. The fact that they have been also expanding into the European Union as well. So I remember when this stock was in November of 2023, was trading at around $8 a share. And Wall Street was talking about Robinhood as being a potential target. It has had a remarkable run since then.
It went from, what, 60 to 8? Something like that between 2021, 2023. I remember it is remarkable to see that run just in the per share price. Larry, I want to get your thoughts on Robinhood, but really two different parts of this. One is how you're viewing the retail trader, that participation at this point in the market. It's been a few years story, and then also how you think about crypto within the context of the modern market, where we discussed gold earlier in the program. It really seems to be finding a way. Crypto is finding a way into portfolios of all sizes, and how that bid shapes flows certainly matters these days.
Sure. So Robinhood, very interesting points that were made before. So Robinhood, over the past 12 months, they've earned $1.8 billion. So they're a real company. They do represent, I think, the retail trader. And as we've said before, Robinhood used to be considered a meme stock, but they're a serious player in the financial services industry. And I think that although the retail trader may have been at the forefront for Robinhood, I think that there's a lot of higher end traders that have also moved into it, and investors. Robinhood offers a lot of benefits. They've got 24/7 trading in a lot of stocks. I think they've got over 30 coins that they make available on their website. So as far as validation for the retail trader, I think Robinhood is a big win. They're a solid company. They've got strong earnings growth. They've got strong revenue growth. And the chart's very strong. I mean, we can see it just consolidated off of new all-time highs. It reclaimed the 50-day moving average today. And it's a very strong leader in financial services. I'm bullish on the stock. We've had a position for a few months now. But I think it really does validate that retail trader in the market.
All right, and it's time now for our question of the day, and that is, will you be getting a new iPhone? Apple is set to unveil the latest update to its iPhone lineup on Tuesday. We're now up to version 17, and those are set to be a new iPhone Air, which is expected to come in about 30% thinner than current models. Wall Street also expecting Apple to raise prices on its latest iPhones. Ali Canal, I'll go to you. you can decline to answer on whether you get a new device or not, but you said something earlier in the show that was very interesting, which is, Apple not really participating, not really a member of the AI trade. Really no AI thesis there, and I think it's interesting coming into what appears to be a pretty exciting product release. We all cared a lot about what the physical phone looked like many years ago. That's the story coming into tomorrow's event, and not really a part of the AI trade. I'll be curious to see if they sort of try to make that case at all.
Yeah, and personally, I don't think that we're going to see a big rally in the stock off of this announcement unless they do go in and make further inroads in AI. Now, it's interesting because Bloomberg is reporting that Apple is working on a rebuilt version of Siri, so an AI-powered search feature that basically has Siri act like a ChatGPT type of voice to answer a lot of your questions. Will that be enough to satisfy investors? I'm not quite sure. We know Dan Ives, friend of the show, Wedbush analyst, he continuously has been preaching for Apple to go and buy Perplexity. But Apple isn't really a company that goes out and does major acquisitions. And typically when it comes to innovation, they are not at the forefront there. They come in later and then make a better product. So we've just been slow on the AI trade at large. In terms of whether or not I'm going to be getting a new phone, I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's cracked everywhere. So the fact that it's thinner makes me a little nervous because I drop my phone constantly. So does that mean it's indestructible? I really need a more durable iPhone. So that is something that I would be asking the company to do. But in terms of the trade at large, I'm not sure if just another iPhone announcement is going to move the needle here. We need to see some AI advancements.
I mean, maybe you just go get a company phone, and then you don't have to worry so much about whether the case integrity. Larry, quickly, I want to get your thoughts on Apple just as a company within the context of this rally. Was the biggest company in the world for some time. It's now lost that crown. It's behind NVIDIA and Microsoft. Stock's really done nothing this year amid a tech trade that has dominated the market. And all things considered, as a collective, tech has acted very well. So I'm curious what you make of Apple being a relative laggard there.
I agree with Ali. What's held Apple back is they really don't have an AI strategy. Siri is not ideal whatsoever. I've got an iPhone. I use Siri. It's very frustrating. ChatGPT and some of the other AI tools are much better. So I think if Apple could step outside the box and acquire a company that's better in AI or really, really upgrade Siri and the AI, that the stock would make new highs. But if they don't do that, it could continue to just trade around and be a bit of a laggard versus the AI trade.
And I always like to notice what companies put in their earnings press release. And Apple, for some time, they don't give a ton of information in the press release, but they're always talking about the dividend. And they're always talking about the buyback, and that phase of the company's life at this point. And as I'll give you the last word quickly, new iPhone Air, where are we at? I know you've got a small child at home. They love phones and they love dropping them.
They do love phones. I'm due for a new phone. I will be asking the company for an upgrade on that. And so if they give me the slim one, great. That would be great. That would be great next year. But it may be a precursor to a foldable. So that I think is very interesting. But yeah, AI is certainly what Wall Street's watching with Apple.
All right, Larry Tentarelli, Ali Canal, and Inez Ferre, thanks so much for stopping by on Opening Bid this morning. Coming up here, Yahoo Finance's